Oh, finally, you guys are not dead. I'm so happy. It's a Saturday afternoon, and how are we doing? That's it? That's all. How are we doing? Great. That's it. I think there's more energy that MEC has. Can we like shout out loud and say great? Now I feel alive. Thank you so much. Okay. So, one thing about me is, and my family is that we're really fascinated towards art. Okay. So, I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I think when I see a brilliant piece of work, the first thing that comes into my mind is how did this idea even emerge in someone's brain? Or how much time it took to complete this artwork? Or it could even be admiring that end result. So let's go back to the roots. So, Amma, wow, thank you so much for repeating that. So, Amma used to take me to the theaters to watch artists perform, and she and I used to sit together. When we watched those artists perform, we had this bright, wide smile on our faces. And this somehow became a ritual with me and Amma, and that somehow created the artist in me. Looking back at it, it made me this bold, honest, and a confident young girl. But then I was a part of teenage trolling by my own classmates and my teachers. Now, you must think that this is going to make you feel like a protagonist of a teenage drama, but no. What it's going to make you feel is it's going to introduce you to a toxic environment at a very, very young age. It kind of hinders, at one point of time, you start to believe that this toxic environment is the end game point, right? But accepting it also hinders your personal experiences. And that is when I realized that this is not going to be my story. And that's when I was like, I need to explore something called the unfinished chapters. So, Namaskaram, fam. I'm Siddhi Mahajankatti, and I believe in hashtag happiness begins with me. I'm still that young, bold kid that I was. So 10 years back, when my right to speak freely or for just being honest was not appreciated by some people, they did what they're best at, which is trolling. I was about to say bullying and slut shaming. And I'm pretty sure half of us can resonate with it because this is a whole new teenage drama that we all go through. So, I mean, being bullied by your own classmates and being in that toxic environment made me ask questions, just one question when I wake up and when I end my day, which was why me, right? I was worried thinking about how I would get up in the morning and get ready to school rather than worrying about how my hope and my happiness was just fading away. So having experienced this entire thing, I can assure you that bullying can inculcate a sense of insecurity, low self-esteem, isolation, and most importantly, I mean, I wasn't able to understand who I was. I was losing my own identity. So, this is when I realized that a change in environment can really create a positive impact. And that's exactly what I did. Disclaimer, this was the best decision I have ever taken by changing my school. This new school of mine gave me, it was like a breath of fresh air. My friends, my so-called besties, who are over here, made me. They were really helpful, kind, and most importantly, they were accepting for the person that I am. Um, this change of environment certainly created a positive impact in me. I was gaining all the lost confidence and the happiness, and that is when I started performing in inter-school competitions and also winning them. So my friends and I decided that, and along with my friends, I decided that it was very important for us to create a very positive environment for even for those students who were being bullied. So one thing led to another, and somewhere performing in inter-school competitions led me to performing in Surya International Theatre Festival at the age of 16, and finally debuting as a lead role in Anandam. It's been a great journey since then. It's a whole lot of new experiences. And this experiences kind of is the thrilling factor in my life. So this thrill factor is the way that I define my unfinished chapters. Um, so now I'm juggling between, at one point of time, I realized that this entire limelight can actually, get to me. But then somehow my nurturing and my parenting from my parents made me realize that losing my identity was never an option. So I decided to do whatever I wanted to do. For example, commuting in the public transport, going in the local market and shopping whatever I wanted to, eating from the street food areas, especially the Puttum Kattanum, the Kattanchaya is my favorite. So when I decided that I wanted to be me, that's when I just didn't want to let go of things what I wanted to do. So I ended up juggling between my passion and profession. Now, at some point of time, I realized that my love for passion was way too much and I wanted to quit college. But then I also realized that maybe if I quit college, the commercialization factor restricted the artist in me. So I completed my BBA, majoring in finance, and then I got placed as a trainee decision scientist in MUSIGMA. Now I'm an apprentice leader. It's been 3.5 years, and it's been a roller coaster ride there. So I'm Siddhi Mahajankatti, and I am a data scientist, a content creator, an influencer, an actor, a surfer, and potential this and potential that. And I know for a fact that this is not the end. I want, if someone would ask me what my dream was, I would say I want to become a data scientist for an F1 racing team, or become a licensed scuba diver and dive all around the world, a mountaineer who completes the Everest base camp, learn pottery, and so many other things, right? And this is the thrill of having those unfinished chapters. So when I realized that, changing the environment was so necessary, it also made me, the most important thing that made me realize was that it makes you be the best version of yourself. You start working towards taking up new challenges, learning, unlearning, and then facing those with your skill set, right? And that's when I started embracing my hashtag happiness begins with me. Because for me to function, it was very important for me to be at peace. So I have my challenging days as well, because I've been juggling between my passion and profession. So my day probably starts working as a data scientist, and then going back home and shooting content on for my Instagram in the evenings. And then my shoots are scheduled over the weekend. Now, my challenging days begins with having a roadblock in my content creativity, or a really long working hour in my office, or even a rough day on set, right? So how do I battle this? I take 10 steps back, and I assure myself that I'm going to rest up, and that resting up my mind will rejuvenate me, and I'm back with the same energy and the same excitement. So if you guys are here who wants to start a podcast, or actually become content creators as a profession while you're doing what you're doing, this is the time. Like everybody says, you just live for once. I'm here to say the same thing. You have one life and you got to do whatever it takes to do. Now, in this process of, juggling between professions, and, like how people say that focusing between things can be distracting, I believe that it opens up a wide new variety of unexplored opportunities, right? And this is the way that you will be able to recognize yourself and build yourself in a way that you become the best version of yourself. So I'm here to tell you, I urge you to be the best version of yourselves by doing what makes you happy. And that is exactly what my hashtag happiness begins with me also resonates. talking about the environment and changing the toxicity in the environment. I believe that the hashtag that I have created, and it's about spreading positivity, the hope, and most importantly, I think. The channels at which that I spread this, right? It could be through my content creation, or it could even be with our daily interactions. So here I am saying that I don't know what I'm going to do next. My life is really unexplored, and I cannot wait to explore it even more and look ahead for the opportunities that are coming up. So here's to spreading positivity. Here's to hashtag happiness begins with me. Thank you.